you want to count us in?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Action. Hi, everyone. I'm not sure quite how to start this, to be honest. If you guys have been keeping up with the podcast and our shows and whatnot, you've undoubtedly noticed there's some tension here, which is why I'm addressing it now instead of later, so that we can have a nice podcast. So I guess my point in saying that is I'm acknowledging there's tension, and in acknowledging it, I think we can kind of just sweep it under the rug and just not really talk about it. I think we can continue on with this episode. So that would be my solution in moving forward. We can talk about some of the successes of the past couple of months, I guess. And go from there.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure some of you are aware, and probably even attended our Halloween party show that we did at Trent Triola's again. Many thanks to that nice young man. He's done a lot for this project, and helping get the word out there. I think Adam would be proud. I'm proud. So how did you feel about the performance?
The
Halloween
bash.
Yeah.
I can speak on that. I thought that it was, I'm grateful for Trent Triola, like my co-host said, and I thought that we did a good set, especially in the cold.
It was freezing. Good Lord.
I know that we had maybe some, well, we don't need to get into that. I thought it went well. I will say I didn't appreciate, that, fellow from Quality Time, I believe it was.
Oh, well, what was that about?
First off, if you're going to do a cover set and you're not going to do any of Adam's songs, that's a statement. Secondly, I just got kind of bad vibes, like he thought that he was sort of better than us.
And playing better music than us.
Yeah,
buddy,
you play original music, oh, good for you.
Right, yeah. I thought that was... I wasn't as upset by the...
it was a snub, I would say.
Well, I wouldn't be so hard on him for not playing any Maroon 5 songs, although I would love to, if he had. I think that would have been kind of an olive branch of sorts to us. But instead, he kind of burned an olive branch. And this was a really, not so subtle, but...
It's hard to feel supported sometimes in this community.
Because he said something like "fuck Adam Levine" or "fuck Maroon 5" or something like that, which I thought was completely uncalled for and inappropriate. In the middle of our set, but again, though he sort of burned an olive branch, I'd like to think that a charred branch can still be planted in the ground, grown into a tree that blossoms into a flourishing olive tree. And so I would be
that's
curious.
Why they call it an olive branch. I see.
Right. Well, I
never thought about it like that.
I think it's like some sort of Roman lore thing. There's some with olives. But
it's deep, yeah.
But I would love to have a conversation with whatever the fuck his name is.
Fellow with the mustache.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he like had a he had.
I know him anywhere with that mustache.
Yeah. Now he's an iconic looking fella. I don't want to knock his looks. I'm not knocking his looks.
Sort of a Beatles influence, I think, with the mustache.
Yeah.
And listen, I like the Beatles as much as the next guy.
They're good. They're good.
You know, Ringo, John, the Paul, George.
Yeah.
Those guys are all right in my book. Yeah,
no, for sure. And so, yeah, I would just be interested in kind of hearing why he said that. Maybe he's still. I mean, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because maybe he is like us and was kind of burned by the news of Adam's recent allegations. I know for me personally, I'm still reeling from the news, which is a big reason why I decided to have a more somber, sort of stripped back acoustic set. I thought that was exactly appropriate, and I think it was beautiful. I think we did a really good job in making that decision. And for that reason, this is kind of disappointing news to some fans, perhaps, but I think it's the best foot moving forward. I am making the executive decision to sort of put a hold on Songs About Jane and continuing on with that because I'm in no rock and roll mood, quite frankly. And so I think because of the success of our acoustic set, I would like to do an entire acoustic cover album, which I don't think anyone's really done before that I can think of, certainly no one famous. So I think that this could potentially get us a lot of recognition in the arts community in and outside of Greenville if we cover an entire Maroon 5 album and just make it acoustic. And I think the album to start with would be Geordie, particularly because it has the song Lost on it, which is one of my personal favorites from Maroon 5. And that's how we're feeling right now, is Lost. So again, I that is my well, it's not a proposal, it's kind of a decision that I'm making, is to put a hold on Songs About Jane. We'll come back to it, no worries to any of the fans out there, but after things have kind of died down completely with Adam and the rock and roll spirit is rekindled in me, can we consider moving forward with that album? So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I'm sure you have some thoughts. You seem to be kind of out of it.
I was listening. I mean, I read your text messages that you had sent out, and I'm not necessarily agreeing with this direction. Well, I guess to put it another way, I understand. I think that it's important that we stick together. There's not a lot in life that sticks together. So, wow, it may not have been my creative dream. I understand, and acoustic music. There's a few good ones out there. I'm trying to think of one.
Ed Sheeran, for one, comes to my mind.
Not really a huge Ed fan. A little too pop for me. No disrespect to the man. Not really my genre. John Mayer, on the other hand, that's one that
That's a great example.
That's one that I can.
Many beautiful songs.
Daughters is a beautiful song.
It's a beautiful song.
I'm trying to think of his other songs, but
Gravity.
Gravity's good.
One. Yeah,
that's a good one.
I mean, there's tons of good acoustic artists. Think of who's the Banana Pancakes guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
yeah, the breakfast song.
Oh yeah, I believe the Hawaii guy. I believe he's from Hawaii.
I don't know if he's Hawaiian.
Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson.
That's it, yeah.
I had one of my exes was really into that album with the tree on it, and it's it's pretty. It's at times sexy. That's that gives me a little hope for this direction. Maybe some whistling could go a long way in some of these songs.
It could.
I know that Jack's kind of a whistler.
Yeah. It's the kind of album that you put on in the kitchen. Well, I was gonna say make breakfast in your underwear with someone you love, which I have done before.
And they're in their underwear too, sure.
Many years ago. Too many years ago. But yeah,
I mean,
I'm excited personally about the direction that this band is going. I feel like we could probably put out some music faster because it's just you, me, and an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, I mean, the kind of lush layering of their songs has been great, but I do think that stripping it back could be, different. Maybe good even. And
really good.
Yeah. Trying to keep an open mind.
And an open heart.
Absolutely,
I think
man.
is important. Open spirit.
No, I'm not my normal bouncy self. I'm just really hungover, and I find that mint tea is one of the few things that kind of carries me through it.
Interesting.
And that's not to dive into my personal life. That's just that's just a fact. I did want to bring up, I think this is the only thing that I wanted to bring up, is I saw on my Instagram today that the Upstate Music Awards have been, announced for next year.
Oh, yes.
And I was on their website, and it explicitly, you're not going to believe this, but it explicitly says no cover bands, which is...
What the fuck?
Really disappointing, and
wait, so we couldn't
win like best new artist, best album, for instance, for that one album, which we should really get on Spotify. But we couldn't do that. I don't believe we can enter at all. I mean, maybe for best artwork or something like that. But
not even if someone nominate or like submits us or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could submit ourselves, from my understanding, but
that's just wrong.
It kind of feels like a bit of a
well, it's a slap in the face.
It's a slap in the face. I guess my message would be, why the need to separate out artists and music and sort of create this apartheid between cover bands and I guess you could call them bands.
Yeah, it's authoritarian and disgusting. And
I mean, it's not just us. I mean, I know there's quite a few cover bands.
So you're telling me that even Randomonia couldn't win a...
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I have many a fond memory of slamming a few back and watching Randomonia play at Port Taproom.
Yeah, absolutely. They play there all the time.
I mean, they had rock and roll energy. They had a smoking hot lead singer. I mean, they had it all. So it's just wrong, I would say. And I want to get together. Discriminatory for sure. I mean, we talk a lot about woke politics on this and what maybe goes too far and what doesn't go far enough. And in my opinion, this is sort of an example of not going far enough, of bigotry, of exclusion.
Wait, you mean they're not going far enough as in Like I'm not.
I mean, like they're not.
Well, I would say that
they're stuck in the past. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
They're stuck in the past.
Oh, sure.
They're you know. I'm saying sometimes woke politics goes too far. This is not one of those instances because, you know, this is bigotry and censorship, and you know, while I might not agree with everything that the woke crowd has to say, I do believe in an egalitarian sort of thing where everyone gets a fair shot.
Well, it kind of is my biggest pet peeve with this is it kind of assumes a lot of things. Mm-hmm. It assumes that cover bands are not real artists. Mm-hmm. It assumes that they're not, you know, competent musicians, which we are, especially me. And it.
Well, I'm pretty competent vocally.
Oh, I mean, but it's not really. Well, I guess it is kind of an instrument in a sense. But what I'm saying is, I'm not knocking your vocals. I think they're good, but I'm saying that, you know, I do a lot of the drum programming. I do the bass, or I do.
Thanks for the bonbon, by the way. It was
yeah.
Great. It really freshened me up. So.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Really, and if you want me to toss $1 or $2 for it,
I have 100 of those. But what I'm saying is, with the music thing, is like I just feel insulted and
absolutely,
you know, sort of spanked for not, writing original songs all the time and playing those instead. I mean, we can't all be Quality Time or Wolfgang Wallace. I'm sorry, we can cut that out if that's too offensive. I'm just...
no.
I mean, nothing against Wolfgang Wallace, nothing against Quality Time, except for, you know, a few things. But, again, I'm wanting to plant that charred branch and build an olive tree, so... but, yeah, we can move past that. I'm just venting.
Well, I want to kind of create a code, and this is... I guess I have two messages. God, my head hurts. But I guess I have two messages for... Well, the first message is to the Upstate Music Awards, and I'll just kind of address the camera here and just say that what you're doing is deeply wrong and deeply
insulting,
harmful, violent even. And that the discrimination that she levied towards cover bands is frankly shameful. And you know, I believe in redemption. I believe in forgiveness. If you'll just reach out and, you know, accept our submissions and the submissions of the other cover bands in the area, you know, I'm not going to make a big deal out of this. But if you choose not to, well, I mean, that kind of brings me to my second message, which this message is to all the cover bands out there in Greenville and the Upstate. And I think we should all essentially protest the Upstate Music Awards this year. Maybe, you know, tag them in protest-related posts, maybe create some kind of... march or something similar, but we really need to let them hear our voices, because we're fed up with this and we want to be treated like bands should be as cover bands. So Randemonium, who else?
I mean, Quality Time does covers.
Quality Time, I mean, you're kind of a little bit in hot water in our eyes, but I mean, this is your chance to kind of...
Well, I'd say it's lukewarm water at the hottest.
Kind of your chance to set the record straight. And that's really... That was kind of my one thing I wanted to bring up. Other than that, I just wanted to say that I appreciate everyone who stuck with us through this time, this difficult time, and appreciate Zach sticking with the band. I thought that I was going to lose him, you know, because you were just... so image conscious, image conscious.
Conscious. I mean, I am, and I still am, but conscious.
Conscience?
No. Image conscious. Image conscious.
Conscious.
That's fine.
Conscious.
We can move on. Yes.
I was like mixing it up with conscience, you know. Like that
No, I
person,
understand. Yeah, but that's a rabbit trail we don't need to go down. I want to. There was a lot to unpack there. First off, I don't think we should, stage a protest or anything. I think that is a little bit much.
I mean, it's kind of.
I mean, I'm not saying we should put a torch to everything that upstate music awards.
I'm not trying to, burn it to the ground. I'm just trying to protest. That's. I think that's a pretty reasonable protest. I mean,
I think you can quietly protest in your.
That's not what a protest is. Protests aren't quiet.
Right, but I don't feel comfortable. I mean, this could really backfire if it doesn't, go well, or if. I
think it could be the thing that really puts us on the map and really shows that we are leaders. I'll get I'll date and time TBD if it happens.
It's not going to happen. At least not with me. I mean, you can do your own thing, but I'm not gonna. I'm not.
I mean, I'm just trying not to be too much of a cuck about this,
I'm not being a cuck. Cuckoldry is the last thing on my mind. I'm just trying to not get us in hot water.
I mean, what? Are they going to call the cops on us? I mean, we have a right to protest in this country. I mean, our rights have not been so eroded yet that we cannot stand up and say, hey, Upstate Music Awards, what you're doing is wrong.
It is wrong, but I think we could maybe write a, formal email or something complaining to whoever runs the thing and just...
I suppose that could be a good first step. But second step, the no respond protest.
We can
second step, like a protest post.
We can move on from that. Excuse me, sorry.
I was gonna say that the only other thing I had to say, I'm hoping this is gonna be a short one today, but the only other thing I had to say is that I'm sorry, I have to sneeze. I'm a mess. I am a mess today.
You shouldn't drink so much. Then you wouldn't have hangovers.
Well, you're drinking right now, buddy. What is that?
I can hold and control my liquor intake.
Yeah, we all see how that's going.
It's going fine.
So, I was just gonna say that, every day I get messages from Tears fans. Well, maybe not every day, but I've gotten some messages from Tears fans.
Once a year you get one message from a Tears fan.
You're trying to hurt my feelings. It's not gonna work. I mean,
Sorry,
this
is not the podcast for
So, it's now been, I'm not sure of the exact date, but at least 3-4 months since I've heard from Craig. I was researching earlier today, trying to get him on one of those kind of Amber Alert lists, because I don't seem to have been able to find anyone who's even talked to him recently. I've swung by his house a few times. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to get the cops involved, given some of his history with substance abuse.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably just on a binge or something.
I don't want to assume that. I mean, maybe it's because you're on a binge yourself.
I'm not on a binge. I'm just having a drink.
A few drinks.
Look, I'm
just the peppermint tea for me tonight, thanks. And anyway, if anyone, I only say this, please don't phone the police because that's gonna be a whole thing. But if anyone has seen Craig or knows about his whereabouts, please reach out on social media, on Instagram. I guess it's really our only social. We need to get to Twitter, but I guess YouTube would work too. I think there's a way to direct message people, but anyway, if you've seen Craig. Other than that, I guess I just want to say happy holidays. I mean, I guess, well, you don't have your calendar up there, but it's getting towards Thanksgiving when we're filming this, so
yeah, sorry, side note, I took the calendar down just because Just,
What's up? You took it down?
no, I mean, it's just hard seeing his face and sort of knowing the truth in a sense. And I think we'll get past it. I know a lot of people have gotten past it or wherever, but yeah. But sorry, keep happy holidays.
Happy
yeah,
holidays. It's been frankly a difficult year for us. I think our first year was way better than our
much
second.
more smooth. We had a lot more music going out.
This year has been, all in all, I would say a disaster.
I mean, it's just
both
been a
personally and professionally.
constant heartbreak.
And I'm going into it very much bitter, not refreshed, discouraged, worried about my place in the world and society, worried about the band's place in the world and society, worried about Adam's place in society. And I guess if I had a charge, it would just be, don't give up, at least not yet. There are still some things to be hopeful about. I know that Adam and Bahati are working it through. They're still together, and I think that's great, encouraging news for any fan. And frankly, if they broke up, it would just break my heart. I mean, it would be like, it's like mommy and daddy breaking up. So, I mean, my parents are divorced. Well, they were actually never married, but I'm speaking metaphorically. Obviously, they're not my parents. Just to be clear.
I understand, and I agree. It's by the way, I know we have a lot of tension, but I thought what you just said was beautiful, and it's exactly what I needed to hear. So
thank you, Zach. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But just kind of echoing what Joseph said. I think there's a lot to look forward to. And yeah, we just need to keep hope alive. In general. And
my heart goes out to all the families in Ukraine. And the children in Ukraine. And also to anyone out there with a broken heart.
Amen.
So, Madam and T, I'm about ready to wrap things up. You are.
Yeah,
Thanks for the LaCroix as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think this is a good note to end on overall. I've said my piece. I think though things are still tense between us. Well, I mean, I think this podcast for one was soothing to me personally.
It was a good piece of stability. I mean, with Craig gone and it's really just Craig gone. I mean, obviously, I'm still not in a relationship, which is crazy. I mean, it's been a long time, and it's starting to kind of blow my mind. I mean, maybe I'm getting older, and it's harder.
I mean, you are getting older, objectively.
Right. I just mean I'm to an age where it's harder for me to attract a partner, and that's sort of a reality I've been facing. I mean, not like I'm that old. I mean, I'm not 30, but I'm.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being 30.
No, I'm just saying it's old. So, thankfully, I'm still 26, but I mean, I'm coming up on 27, and there's just been a lot of hard to swallow pills. I feel like all year I've been trying to swallow, and it just hasn't been going down.
Oh, this is I mean, it's maybe inappropriate, but would you say that you have red pill blues?
I don't know what you were going to say, but I did not expect that. In a sense, yes, I would say so.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just,
No, I like it. I like
yeah,
it.
no, just trying to lighten the mood.
Lighten the mood, bringing the work of the band. Everyone check out that LP if you have it, Red Pill Blues.
It's a good one.
By Maroon 5.
Amen.
And happy Thanksgiving, Christmas if we don't see you.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll do a Christmas special of some sort. At least I would.
That would be amazing. I would love that.
But
I'm gonna be out of town a little bit, seeing my mom. But what are your holiday plans?
I don't really have I don't really have any Thanksgiving plans in particular. For the past couple of years, I've just kind of stayed home by myself. Made a turkey pesto sandwich and maybe gone to the movies. Like, I know that's a big thing that some people do is go to the movies and during Thanksgiving in particular.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, I love my family, but they live pretty far away, so it's just not feasible to go see them for Thanksgiving. So yeah, that's kind of my routine. I don't really, I know a lot of people do like a Friendsgiving thing, but I mean, I wouldn't say I don't have any friends in the area. I just I just kind of, I have my routine. So turkey pesto movie.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works for you, man. I mean, it's to be honest, it sounds kind of depressing, but I'm sure for you, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, why spend a bunch of money to go see my family when I'm just gonna turn right back around and go see them for Christmas?
Right.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't really like Thanksgiving food that much either.
Sure.
It's,
I like pumpkin pie. That's probably my favorite bit of it.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of pumpkin pie. I'm more of a pecan pie guy myself. But yeah, I'll normally go to the grocery store, get some ingredients for a pecan pie. Sure. And just over the course of several weeks, I kind of just eat the whole thing myself. But it doesn't really ever turn out. I don't know if I have like the molasses brown sugar ratio.
My aunt makes it sometimes. I think you have to like soak the pecans. I think that's the
in
key.
Water.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, because then they're softer and they cook through more easily.
Well, right, but then it's not crunchy.
No, it's still. You drain the water, but you just want to soak them for a few hours, and you and then they're easier. They cook all the way through, so they're not so like chewy and.
Yeah, my problem is not with the pecans themselves. I think those are fine, like they're proper crunchy, like I want them. But the problem is with the like this not the sauce. What do you call it? The like the pie filling. Yeah, because it's just very soupy, and it's kind of like eating a bowl of cereal, like with either Cracklin' Oat Bran or that's probably the closest comparison actually is Cracklin' Oat Bran. But yeah, so I can't slice it like
just with the pecans floating around.
Yeah, it's like there's this sort of like this sweet sort of soupy substance that they kind of just float around in, and so I normally just eat that with a spoon, because again I can't cut it because it just makes a mess and goes everywhere. And then after I'm done with that, I just kind of like eat the pie crust, kind of like graham crackers or something. But like they're kind of soggy, so it's really not a great experience overall.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be critical, man, but like that, it's just nothing like what my aunt makes. You know, it's just very like, you know, firm, not super soupy. Like you can cut into it.
Right.
Not
Like
that I'm a pecan expert or anything, but
right. I mean, I know I can go to the store and just
Right.
buy a pecan pie, but there's something about making it by yourself during
Sure.
Thanksgiving that.
sure.
Well, I mean, even if it doesn't really turn out like you wanted, it's still, yeah. I enjoy the process, I would say.
Well,
But yeah, no,
good luck with that
side
this
note.
year.
Yeah.
And I'm out of mint tea. Thank you again for the bonbon. It was lovely, and the liqueur. I brought the mint tea bag, but thanks for the mug and the water. And this, I do feel better than when I came here, and I appreciate your kind words. And good luck with that pecan pie. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's just maybe just say a quick goodbye to the
Maybe an MVCB and then MVCBPS.
that would be perfect, just like old times. Maybe F's first and then PF's. So like MVCBF's first.
Right, that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
meant.
sorry.
Yeah.
Alright.
Thank
1, 2, 3.
Thank you, MVCBFs.
MVCBFs, I'm sorry. Do you want to do it again? Sorry. Alright,
Okay,
one,
BFs
two,
and then
three.
PFs.
Where I
okay.
understand.
Thank you, MVCBFs. Thank you,
MVCBPFs. Thank you.
Thanks for.
Yeah, I gotta roll. Thanks to the fans and to everyone. Trenchiola.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. Happy holidays to all.
Fucking hell.